Stained glass inspired 3D prints do not have to just be flat. In fact, they can be three-dimensional as well. Hi, my name is Sarah, and this is my studio. So many of you guys really enjoyed the stained glass work that I've done here. Well, faux stained glass work. I should give respect to the stained glass artist and that I'm not really working with glass, but I'm creating 3D inspired prints that use the design of stained glass. Now I've played around a little bit with flat designs to create more three-dimensional designs. For instance, my 3D printed lamp that I did a couple of months ago, but I wanted to take it one step forward and actually create more of a sculpture piece using the stained glass technique. And after flipping through Pinterest a little bit, I started to get some ideas and started thinking about how it's the fall season and what I could potentially implement. And today I'm going to show you how I put together a beautiful fall-inspired 3D printed stained glass design that can be used as a decorative piece, or it could even potentially be a gift for a new teacher or somebody who just happens to enjoy fall weather. So let me show you how I created it. So I did end up creating a really cool apple stained glass file in Shaper 3D. And I actually did it last night around 1 o'clock in the morning because I had a revelation on how I could make things a little bit easier with the shaping. That being said, I obviously didn't record myself creating it. And the screen recording of me producing the file is more like an hour and a half long. So I don't know how much of it I'm actually going to show you guys. But suffice to say, it did turn out really good. The premise behind creating a 3D stained glass piece is to create a piece that will essentially stand up on its own by using the stained glass pieces themselves. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to create a stained glass piece that has essentially wedges, if you will, out of a circle. Usually I see these being like 6 or 8 pieces, and then they're held together using kind of a circle that holds them at the perfect angle, and then you're able to solder the pieces together in the center. So the question then became, how do I go about doing that in 3D space? Obviously, I have a design where I know how to put a piece of, 3D printed stained glass into a frame. So the idea then became, how can I then make multiples of those frames and set them together in a center? And what I eventually decided on was basically creating a pole piece that I could put in the center that would hold all of them, be a little bit shorter, they could kind of slide and snap into place, and then I could create a cap that I could put on top. The nice thing about creating the cap was then I could also add a cute little apple stem and potentially attach additional stained glass pieces. In this case, since it's an apple, I created a leaf piece to attach to the top of the apple cap. That way we've got even more kind of three-dimensionality in a sense with this stained glass piece. Also, if you're wondering what I'm cooking right now, silica gel balls. One of the downsides about where I live is that it's either super humid in the summertime or extremely dry in the wintertime. And all of the silica holders in my AMS units are registering about 35 to 40%, so it was time to cook them. I do like these, by the way, as long as you don't put a ton of them in the microwave at the same time. Basically 10 minutes on defrost and these suckers go back to orange and you can pop them back in. Safety note, these get extremely hot. Don't handle them initially coming out. So now that I've given you some thought process on how I created this piece, as well as showing you a little bit of my work, let's take it over to Bambu Lab and get it set up. So I'm over here in Bambu Studio, and as you can see, the model pulled in and it came in fully assembled. I don't see any issues. So now I need to get it ready for printing. So over here, I'm going to toss in my filaments. I picked the Bambu PLA translucent for my settings. I use a different brand, but it still works pretty well. And a cool function that they've added recently in an update is if you set it to a specific filament that's a bamboo one at the very least. I don't know if it works with others, but then I tap the number, it actually will bring up the colors of the filaments that they already have. So I can actually just go ahead and tap this to red, and it will set that up to red, and I'll do green. And then of course I've got generic silk, and that's not specific. So I get my little color wheel that Mac makes available. I can always go in and pick different colors and sliders, or I can just use the black. So I thought that was kind of a neat feature. I don't know if it does it for all of them. If I go into Polymaker and I choose Polyterra. Nope, it doesn't. Looks like it's just for bamboo, but that's a cute little feature that's been added in their latest update. Anyway, so let's go into objects, and really quickly I'm just going to color code everything so I can see it a little better. So now I have everything in here, and of course it's going to want to try and print it as one big piece, but we're going to change that. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to go ahead and split this out. So I'm going to add myself a couple of plates to work with. Now I have everything organized. I didn't want to bore you guys with all of that. I basically kind of split out all of the pieces and got them arranged on the plate. And they're all lying flat. They all look the same. So now I'm going to get my settings going. I am going to go ahead and start with my Apple glass over here. And in my settings, I'm using a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, and I'm going to grab my glass PLA settings. So my Apple glass is there, and these are going to be the nice, smooth, straight glass. And then if I were to go over and do the Apple glass setting, and it's going to be the same, it's going to leave this all the same. What I would do in here then is I'm going to make a couple of changes because I want this to be the star setting. So for my little item here, what I'll need to do is go over into strength. And I need to change these out. And I can unlock them real quick just by turning the top shell layer up to 1. And then I go in here and I grab octagram spiral for all of these, flip them, and then put that back to 0, and we're good. That will print out as a lovely little octagram spiral, so that'll give me that inside star pattern for the leaf. That'll be nice, a little bit of texture for the leaf, whereas the apple is kind of smooth. And then what remains is to go ahead and set up my frames and my core. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this project. I've saved just stained glass. And then I'm going to save this project again, but I'm going to save this as stained glass frame. So different version. And then what I do is I essentially just kind of get rid of the plates that have the glass in them. And then I can take any of the outside shapes that I've got here and I can just delete them. There we go. And I do that because then it's just kind of easier to go in and select the stained glass frame settings that I have, and that'll cover pretty much all of my shapes. And then I can go in from there and just add pauses where I need. I'm sure there's probably a way to merge the settings a little bit and go in there and fine tune, but it's also just as easy to do this version. Because usually I will go in and print the glass first in one cycle, so I have all of those pieces, and then I go in and print the frames. So, but my frame settings, as you can see, are fairly normal. I use some small thin layers. I make things go slow. I've got, my grid pattern for infill, though that doesn't play too much of a role. And then I have monotronic, but I have a couple of layers in here. That's definitely something that's different. So we've got some strength. So I will go in and let's set up my slicing. These frames are small enough. I have a brim type set to outer brim, which I think is pretty reasonable given the thinness of these frames. I think I would rather have them be secured to the plate and not move around. So what I need to do is I need to go in here and just find where I start seeing my little overhang forming. Right there, to this layer here. At which point I will add a pause. So that'll get my apple frames here. And then that would be the layer where I need to add my pause. Okay, cool. So that adds my pauses, and then of course I've got my little tower here. All right, so according to all of this, it'll take me 3 hours and 7 minutes to do all of my frames, which are all nice and neat and ready to go, with total print cost of 69 cents, not too bad. All right, so that's that one. And then if I go back and open my stained glass frame, yes, save those changes. Then what I can do is then go in and I can eliminate all of my frame pieces here, because this is just the stained glass portion. And anything on the outside then gets deleted. Any of my glass pieces will take a while because they go nice and they go slow. Even this one's going to take 50 minutes. So this is definitely going to be a longer print, especially with the apple core pieces taking about 15 hours to print. They're definitely taking longer because, again, I want the glass to be a little bit thicker than usual. I usually do most of my glass pieces around 1.5, but since this is standing up, I'm making it the proper 3mm glass. 1/8 inch glass is what you typically do when you're working with stained glass. So this is a little new for me. We'll see how transparent it looks with the thicker glass. I think it'll still look pretty good. but I will get these printed, and then once I get everything printed, I will show you guys how I put the glass in the frames and the assembly. I did end up using some Gorilla Glue to secure all of my pieces and then held them in place so that they could dry. After a few hours of drying, I got this beautiful result, which is a lovely three-dimensional stained glass piece that looks like an apple and would be perfect for any fall decor or perhaps a gift for a teacher. I think it turned out pretty good, don't you? I really like this whole style. It's simple, beautiful. With the panels being 3mm thick, they're not as see-through as they are typically, and it's kind of hard to tell here on camera, but they are a little bit see-through. I think if I do other pieces in the future, I might go back to doing either my 1.5mm thick glass or possibly bumping it up to 2mm just so it's a little bit more see-through, but I definitely like how this turned out. I'm thinking I should do a pumpkin next. But that's too easy. Everybody does a pumpkin. Ooh, pumpkin spice latte. Can you tell I've got fall on the brain? I'm sorry, it's my favorite time of year. I am not ashamed of that, and I am definitely going to have additional pieces in the near future that are kind of Halloween inspired, and I'll show you guys how I work on those. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Also, if you give this technique a try and try to design your own designs, let me know. I am contemplating potentially setting up maybe a source where I could list designs. Let me know if you think putting together a Patreon might be a good idea. I welcome any input. I learn a lot from you guys in the comments section. I'm definitely not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I love hearing recommendations. I know for this piece I had to glue all of them together, and I'm sure some of you might have some good ideas in terms of creating a lock and key mechanism so that they hold together without requiring the glue. That might also be a 1:30 a.m. problem, I'm going to be quite honest. I did design the model at that hour. Night shift, what are you going to do? Anyway, if you like this content, please be sure to hit the like button to tell the algorithm that it was a good video. Also, if you can take a moment, maybe hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you're looking for more content of mine to keep on watching, these might be some good suggestions right here. Bye!